You might think, especially because of the Western media, that the Belt and Road Initiative is just about trade and infrastructure, but it's more than that. It's a complex mix of economic ambitions, political strategy, and even cultural influence. China's Belt and Road Initiative is more than 10 years old already, and in the first decade, over 150 countries have joined to it, making it one of the most ambitious international initiatives. But what exactly is the Belt and Road Initiative, and why do people see it so differently? We will discuss it in this video. As for the origins, the Belt and Road Initiative launched in 2013 when Xi Jinping announced the Silk Road Economic Belt, and only a month later he presented the so-called 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, which focused on the sea route. Together they become the Belt and Road Initiative, which is already an official part of the Chinese foreign policy strategy. Since then, the project has expanded beyond the land and the sea. And there are several other types of the Belt and Road Initiative, such as the Green Silk Road for environmental cooperation, the Digital Silk Road for technology, and even the Air Silk Road for aviation links. And the network is huge. There are already 6 economic corridors involving both land and sea routes. They also present well the original goals of the Belt and Road Initiative stated in the Chinese documents, namely to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa. And as you can see, both the land and the sea routes, they actually try to make this promise true. Because as you can see, China connects itself with Mongolia and Russia, the Middle East, Europe, Africa, and a part of Oceania and Southeast Asia as well. Talking about the official goals and the hidden dimensions, the official Chinese documents describe the Belt and Road Initiative as a way to promote connectivity, cooperation, and win-win relations. Cooperation part is understandable. As for connectivity, it refers to what already was stated, the aim of the Belt and Road Initiative to connect Asia, Africa, and Europe. However, the case of the win-win is more nuanced. Win-win means forming relationships that are beneficial for both parties. However, it should be noted that here the key point is the existence of benefit, while the proportions may differ. This means that some countries may benefit only to a small extent, while China benefits greatly. But the reverse can also be true. Sometimes China receives less, especially in relations with countries of smaller economic weight. It is important to note, however, that these are only short-term outcomes. In the long term, resources or even the establishment of political trust can be a greater benefit for China. In addition, there is an official Belt and Road Initiative document that involves the 5 priorities of the initiative, namely the connectivity of political coordination, infrastructure connectivity, trade connectivity, finance connectivity, and people-to-people connectivity. From these, the trade and infrastructure connectivity is about what is usually highlighted by the Western media. The finance connectivity is strongly connected to these because it is about building the financial foundation of the Belt and Road Initiative and the financial cooperation among participating countries. And well-known tools of it includes the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and the Silk Road Fund. As for the political coordination, it refers for China's goals of building connections and network, which refers not only to trade and infrastructure, but also to political and institutional relations, that is, to partnerships or alliance as well. And finally, the most interesting priority is the people-to-people connectivity, as it refers to building closer relationship between individuals and communities across countries. It involves cultural exchanges, education programs, tourism, and cooperation in science and technology. The goal is to increase mutual understanding and reduce misunderstanding. It is a crucial aspect because it is one of the most important discourse elements of the Chinese government and also the Chinese international relation approaches that states that perceiving China as a challenge is merely rooted in the fact that the Western world does not understand the cultural differences, but how China is perceived and what is the Belt and Road Initiative. One thing to note is that the Belt and Road Initiative is not only about foreign policy goals, it also serves China's domestic needs because it helps to solve internal economic economic problems by finding new markets and investment opportunities abroad. Besides it, indeed there are foreign policy strategy elements of it. Some even state that it is a part of a long-term geopolitical strategy as it strengthens China's influence, securing access to resources and creating new alliances. Chinese government reject the idea that the Belt and Road Initiative is about these ideas, but in the West many still see it as a geopolitical tool, a way for China to reshape the international system. One of the reasons for this different interpretation is that the Belt and Road Initiative's goals are not always clearly defined. Official documents avoid setting exact targets, deadlines, or total budget. This is a very flexible way for China to adapt the project to circumstances change, but it also leaves space for speculation about its true purpose. For example, by financing and supporting infrastructure in certain regions, China can help stabilize them, and doing so protect its own security. And it also strengthens relationships with governments, shaping their political positions on the international order. And these are actually the factors that makes the Belt and Road Initiative and its objective so nuanced. Because the Belt and Road Initiative in this way can be seen as an alternative to the Western-led global order. Institutions connected to the Belt and Road Initiative, such as the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which originally created to support the Belt and Road Initiative project, now play an important role internationally, offering an alternative to the World Bank or the IMF. Both the Belt and Road Initiative and the Connected Project basically have different methods and different approaches towards international relations and cooperation. This means that usually the Chinese project accept those countries that have less economic weight, and also they support countries that are sanctioned in the West in some ways. This makes it a great opportunity for other countries to join to the Belt and Road Initiative, and not only that, but also several other Chinese initiatives and alliances. How do you consider the Belt and Road Initiative? Do you think it really has a cultural aspect? Do you consider it a geopolitical strategy? Let us know about your opinion in the comments.